in with me today is Ro Brown.
Hello. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey, hey, hey. Daylight saving time didn't fool you, huh?
No, it didn't. This time it didn't.
Well,
it got me a year or two.
well, I tell you what, it fools some people.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Including, I have to say, if people give me a time to be somewhere
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday, March 8th,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the time that I'm supposed to be there. If you say I'm supposed to be there at 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to be there at 6 p.m.
Okay.
It doesn't matter when you told me that. And if you don't change that, I'm supposed to be there at 6 p.m.
Okay. So you're saying this because
They're like, why weren't you there at 5 p.m.? It was like, well, wait a minute. Here's the note. 6 p.m.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm same way.
You know,
I try to always be on
come
time.
on now. I mean,
Try to always
if
be on
your
time.
calendar doesn't account for daylight saving times, then that's on you, not on me.
Yeah.
So, you gotta, I mean, come on, people.
There was
And there were some folks went to see Phantom of the Opera.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they had some snafus there.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
People arrived.
In time for the 7 p.m. show.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Different time. Yep.
So,
Yep. There were some people who were late for church yesterday, I would imagine.
yes, absolutely. I saw some of that too. The wife and I were at church, and there was people, and it's like, boy, they're missing the sermon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope the daylight saving time thing didn't catch all of you all, but I'm sure most of you all got it right because these days we're using technology that automatically changes everything, and that's very helpful. Because I look at I can look at my watch, I can look at my cell phone,
Mhm.
and the time just changes. I look at my stove, look at my bedroom clock.
Makes
No,
a
that's
change
on me.
for you. Yeah. That's on you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Some things
boy.
make the change for you.
Well, we've got a lot going on today, and we do have quite the show for you. But we got some breaking news. Breaking news for those of you all who are uptown.
This isn't old,
Guess
people.
what?
This
it
isn't
is.
old, okay?
Guess what it is? It's a large water main break. A large water main break. 2 feet of water.
An extensive water main break in Uptown sent over 2 feet of water pouring into streets early Monday morning and lowered water pressure for swaths of residents. A large break at South Carrollton and Panola. That's at South Carrollton and Panola. It's the second major disruption in 2 weeks after a large outage. Of course, everyone remembers on South Claiborne Avenue just, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah,
or so?
not that long
Yeah.
ago. Yep.
So,
Yep.
and with
so-
that comes what?
Well, they held off on it, but now they're saying, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We got a boil water advisory. So,
A large portion of the East Bank.
if it's New Orleans. If you're going to have a water main break, it's just a matter of minutes.
Mhm.
Just go ahead and say,
Yeah.
prepare for
Yeah.
a boil water advisory. Prepare for.
A large portion of the East Bank, including Uptown, the Central Business District, the French Quarter, the Ninth Ward, Mid-City, and Gentilly,
Isn't that crazy?
is under a boil water advisory.
That's a lot of people.
Uptown.
But this is a report from NOLA.com, and they're attributing that to what the Sewage and Water Board officials said. But that's a larger swath than Uptown.
Uptown, the Central Business District, the French Quarter, the Ninth Ward, Mid-City, and Gentilly.
maybe somebody
What's the map?
maybe somebody
Where's
needs
the
to
map?
help them understand that the Ninth Ward is large.
Yeah, I really should say part of the Ninth Ward.
Well, that's not what they said, though.
Yeah, you really should say
I mean,
part
they're
of the
saying
Ninth Ward.
the
They saying
Ninth
the
Ward,
Ninth Ward.
which, if it's uptown and you including the lower Ninth Ward, man, that's a lot of geography.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. And so if you're getting up and fixing your hot tea, your coffee, or whatever matcha drink you preparing at home, or going out and getting it on your way, you might want to be careful about where you get it from. Did they make it before the boil water advisory and before the water main break, or they just made it in the last hour? Yes, ma'am, it's fresh. Well, fresh might not be safe. So you want to be careful with that.
Now I'm looking at the map here, and wow, yeah, that includes the lower Ninth Ward, from what I can see of this map.
And that's large.
I know.
I mean, they're still
This is larger than the other one.
Yes, I mean they're saying uptown, but I think what is happening is that it started uptown, and it's just spreading. The impact is spreading. The water main break may not be in the lower Ninth Ward.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. We're talking the boil water advisory.
It's having an impact on the water pressure. Therefore, the boil water advisory.
Yeah, and it goes into Gentilly. Yeah. And then there's a little spot all the way in New Orleans East. There's an area. I'm just looking at this map.
Right.
And it's not all in New Orleans East, but it's a spot in New Orleans East. Yeah.
Well, we were going to touch on some other things, but right now I think y'all want to know about this boil water advisory, because the streets that I'm looking at is like they keep adding streets. So here we go. Monticello Avenue from Leek Avenue to South Claiborne Avenue. South Claiborne Avenue from Monticello Avenue to South Carrollton Avenue. South Carrollton Avenue from South Claiborne Avenue to Orleans Avenue. Orleans Avenue from North Carrollton Avenue to Marconi Drive. Marconi Drive from Orleans Avenue to Fillmore Avenue. Fillmore Avenue from Marconi Drive to Intracoastal Waterway. Intracoastal Waterway from Fillmore Avenue to Florida Avenue. Florida Avenue from Intracoastal Waterway to the Parish Line, and the Parish Line from Florida Avenue to the river, and also the river to Monticello Avenue. And we got some other streets on there, don't we? Paris Road.
Let's see.
Paris
Where
Road.
were you? Paris Road from Haine Boulevard to Lucerne Street, in parentheses, Wright Road. Paris Road from Haine Boulevard to I-10. I-10 from Paris Road to Wright Road. Wright Road from I-10 to Haine Boulevard. Chef Mentor Highway to Intercoastal Waterway to Chantilly Drive. Jordan Road from Chef Mentor Highway. Terminal Road from Jordan Road to Chantilly Drive. Chantilly Drive to Intercoastal Waterway.
Woo! That's a lot of geography, a lot of people. People getting ready to go to work, people trying to fix their breakfast, their tea, their coffee, and getting the kids off to school.
This one is big.
Boil water
this
advisory.
one is larger than the one 2 weeks ago.
This is growing.
I mean, boil
folks.
water
so,
advisory.
We had to break into our usual formatting to let you know that this is happening. You need to be aware. Please, please, please pay attention to the variety of certified news sites, so you can be sure, because there are a lot of posts out there on social media and have been for a bit now. Some of the posts are from the scene, but they're not necessarily telling you the right information. All right, but right here at WBOK, that's what we are doing. It is 7:11 a.m. I'm sorry, it just turned to 7:12 a.m. And what's that talk line, Ro?
504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422. 2.
Well, we got a heck of a lineup coming. So we're going to be hearing from a U.S. ambassador. We're going to be hearing from Congressman Cleo Fields, who was at the Jesse Jackson funeral. We're going to be hearing about the Danny Barker Festival.
Yes.
And we're going to be checking in on Suno's fabulous basketball team as well.
Indeed.
All right. And there'll be more. You're listening to WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown, the fabulous, the famous, the all-knowing, the encyclopedic.
No.
Okay,
no.
The sports encyclopedic.
No, not even that.
The near sports encyclopedic.
Not even that. No.
The guy who knows a lot of
what
stuff.
I know.
What
little I know,
The guy
I
who
know.
knows a lot of stuff.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that either. I just know what I know.
Well, the guy who knows more than a lot of us.
I don't know about that.
Come
Go
on
on.
now.
Move on.
Well, once again, if you were not tuned in and you're just tuning in, there's a water main break that initially started uptown. And it still might be uptown, but it's having an impact on the water pressure across much of the city. And now there is a large water boil advisory. So definitely check the various news reports on that, and don't use the water unless you boil it, like boiling, like not hot to your finger, boiling, and then proceed with caution on that. Look, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, and that includes hearing from a U.S. ambassador. So we're going to be hearing from,
Ambassador.
you get these titles, president, senator,
Okay.
ambassador,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're out of the job, people keep calling you that. So
Okay. All right.
he's
Yeah.
out of the job.
Yeah. It's like coach.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
So Francis Rooney has been out of that job for a bit.
But he's still an ambassador.
But he is still called ambassador and still called congressman.
Governor.
So I mean, he's been around. He's had a number of political positions, and he's done well for himself financially. And he's going to weigh in on President Donald Trump's foreign policy. So this should be interesting to hear from Mr. Rooney and his take on what are we doing and why are we doing it. We will also hear from Congressman Cleo Fields. The Jesse Jackson funeral was on Friday, and the Rainbow Push Coalition memorial was on Saturday. And there are probably other people from Louisiana who were there, but I don't know who they are. But we know that Congressman Cleo Fields from Baton Rouge was there, and even had a name check over there at the Jesse Jackson funeral. And then we'll be talking to Detroit Brooks and Glennon Basil. Basil, I'm sorry. I keep doing that.
It's all right.
You know why, right?
Why?
The singer.
Basil. Yeah, that's her name.
Okay.
Yes. That's her brother.
And I say it wrong all the time. So, okay. All right. So, but we'll be hearing from them about the Danny Barker Banjo and Guitar Festival. Mm-hmm. And don't let that name fool you, because there are a lot of reasons to go. I mean, you can focus on guitar and banjo, and those are two good reasons. And that's just a base of those two good reasons. But there are other reasons
Yep.
to go as well. And what about that Southern University New Orleans men's basketball team? What? Oh, man, they are moving on.
Going to the NAIA tournament. Well, they made the tournament after winning the HBCU conference tournament title last weekend.
Yeah.
Restarted their athletic program in 2022.
Yeah.
And now they're headed to the national tournament. Well, they made the field.
And I have to say, I mean, if you take the name Suno aside, for a program to restart after basically doing with nothing, and you restart in 2022, and here it is 2026, and you're going to a championship playoff. I mean, you win a championship, and then you go into NAIA, no matter what institution it is.
Yep.
That's huge.
They're going to Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and take on the number one seed in that quadrant, Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Yeah,
So,
buddy. I mean, that's
see what happens.
That's a heck of a thing. So congratulations to them, and we want to talk with Coach and maybe a player or two about that. That would be.
I think we're going to have Dante Briggs, who was the MVP.
Oh,
MVP of the HBCU conference tournament, and Jalen Hicks.
hey, nice.
Both local guys, by the way.
Yeah,
We'll get
nice,
to that later.
Nice. Well, that will be great. I'd love to hear from them about how they made that happen, because it's really remarkable. I mean,
Yeah.
Southern's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And part of the reason for the restart was financial reasons, and athletics. It was deemed had to be cut, but it put them on stronger financial footing and strong enough to bring athletics back.
Right.
And now this.
Yeah. I mean, I think universities, I mean, I'm an education first person. Yeah. As much as sports has been my profession, so to speak, but it's always good to have some sort of athletics when you can at any institution, I think. So yeah, they're going to the NAIA tournament. They're Xavier is going also. Don't worry, we'll mention that too.
Yeah,
Xavier's going also, and Loyola is going also.
Yep,
And
yep.
Loyola, my alma mater, 2022 won the national title, the NAIA. So thank you.
You get the whole
For the second time.
Yeah, you
But-
get the hold on that.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
That's right. And but yeah, it's be good to have Coach Matthews and the guys in here talk about what they've accomplished.
Yep. Well, that's coming up, and if everything works as we have planned, so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, for those of you all who were at the airport yesterday to travel, at the airport yesterday because you were flying in, or at the airport to pick up somebody, you saw a lot of vehicles lined up, and you saw a lot of people in TSA lines. So there were longer than usual TSA checkpoint lines, so much so that there were lines like wrapping around much of the second floor, and downstairs on the first floor, there were so many people. And the reason is because people like to be paid when they work.
Okay.
So there is a U.S. federal government partial shutdown, and that includes TSA.
Okay.
Well, we can't operate without TSA. So the people who are TSA were told to report to work, and we'll figure it out later.
And so some people
No
just
pay.
didn't report.
Absolutely.
And so that's why there was the backup.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like, well, wait a minute. This is getting to be a little too long.
But
And-
why yesterday? I mean, we've been in a government shutdown for what, like 20 days?
Well, they were
a
reporting to
partial.
work.
Excuse me.
They were
They were
reporting to
coming.
work.
I got you.
Yeah,
And
they're
yesterday
like-
was just a
they're
day
like, this is
where
important.
enough of them decided.
This is an important job.
Gotcha.
It's important work. It's part of keeping everybody safe. I understand why I'm here. So a little bit of pain, will be worth it for the public good.
Yeah. I'm just wondering why
But
yesterday.
at some point,
So it was,
it clearly was organized.
yeah, exactly.
Because it wasn't 3
Right.
here and 5 there and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it was an organized sick out, where although nobody seems to be calling it that.
Gotcha.
It seems to be an organized stay out.
Yep.
More than sick out.
That's why I asked, well, why yesterday?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think why yesterday also includes looking at travel schedules across the week and knowing that there are a lot of people flying out for business, a lot of people coming into New Orleans for business, and then spring breaks are at different times in March.
Yeah.
So you got people going on vacation. This is their Disney World trip, their Universal trip, their we're going to take a trip abroad. And then there are people abroad trying to get back in so they could get back in, didn't have to stay in the lines, but had to deal with all these people who are trying to get in. So those of us who like to not wait long time at the airport, we'd rather be at home and then show up 45 minutes or an hour before. That's not working. So the airport suggests that you show up not the usual 2 hours before, but 3 hours before. And the reason for that is not because your departure, the boarding and the departure is going to change. That's not it. It's so you can get through the long TSA security lines and be positioned to board, because the lines are expected to continue today and maybe for a part of this week. So,
well, I'm glad I traveled last weekend.
Right.
Not this weekend.
Right. So there are a number of people who were stunned yesterday, because we're talking about dozens, scores of people. And according to the airport, just yesterday, 24,000 people were expected to fly. 24,000. So let's just say half of them got through okay. That's still 12,000 people.
Yeah.
Good.
Still trying to. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's a lot of people trying to get wherever they're going to be on time. So look, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from U.S. Ambassador Francis, and we'll be talking about the Trump foreign policy. It's 7:25 a.m. I am Will Sutton. I'm with Ro Brown. Don't forget, water main break uptown. Boil water advisory across much of the city. And we got TSA delays at the airport. The Louis Armstrong MSY International Airport has delays. So not flight delays, TSA security check delays. All right, so more about those things and more when we come back from the break. What's that talk line number, Ro?
504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 a.m. What you're always talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Warm days and a couple of mornings of patchy fog expected as we head to the first part of the week. Today's highs 81 to 83, mostly cloudy skies for us. We could see a couple of scattered afternoon showers, not a complete washout though. For tonight, lows drop to the 60s, and then for your Tuesday, another low to mid 80 degree day for us. We are looking at a strong line of storms moving in late Wednesday into early Thursday. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Shaw.
Hey, this is stay posted, be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show, every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show
Good morning.
on WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. For those of you all who have already been tuned in since 7:01, 7:03, 7:07, 7:13, or whatever time you caught up with us, and those of you all who are just tuning in, good timing on your behalf because I'm Will Sutton, and I got Ro Brown with me today, and we're about to jump into a conversation with former U.S. Ambassador Francis Rooney. So I definitely want you to pay attention to this. It's not that often that we have a former Republican congressman on the air, a former U.S. ambassador on the air, the guy who was ambassador to the Holy See from 2005 and 2008. That's huge. And a score that I'm sure he's proud of from the American Conservative Union during his elective office. He got a 95.9 lifetime score from the American Conservative Union. He's going to talk with us about where we stand in this world today, and in particular, President Donald Trump's foreign policy, which, of course, at this moment includes a major piece in Iran. Good morning, Mr. Rooney. This is Will Sutton. You're on with Ro Brown as well.
Well, Will, thanks for having me on.
Well, did I get anything wrong about what I provided?
No, I thought it was always inexplicable that those conservative people gave me such a high rating when I voted to increase the minimum wage and voted to get rid of assault weapons and a few other things that I think are important that conservatives don't seem to like right now.
Well, it looks like
you must have made up for it someplace.
Yeah, you did so much more to what they like, and they're not skippish when they come to their grades. They're happy to provide other people with 54% or 22% if that's based on what they do, because they believe strongly in conservative values as you do. And just for clarity up front, since this is WBOK and much of our audience is black, but not all of it, and we hear from people every day, I want to make sure that you all have the context that Ambassador Rooney is the guy who left the congressional seat now held by Byron Donalds in Florida.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. How's he doing? What do you think?
Well, he's more conservative than I am. Okay, there's a lot of things that Byron says, and the way he talks about Trump, I just can't quite do that. But he's a good guy, and he's a decent person, and overall, he's done a good conservative job for the district.
Okay. All right. So you're going to talk with us about President Donald Trump's foreign policy, and I don't know how we can do that without jumping right into what's going on with Iran. And what's your take on that?
Well, I did a post on my social media this weekend. I'm not so sure that was such a wise move. You know, I've done a lot of work about Iran. I was actually in Iran before the revolution back in 77, 78. And the people of Iran are not aligned with these ayatollahs and this radically theocratic government. And they've tried to revolt a few times, and they haven't got it done yet. But sooner or later, they're going to get rid of those guys on their own without us having to do that, and without having to create all that confusion in the Middle East.
So if it may not have been, I think there are a lot of people who would say it wasn't the right thing to do. But now that it's done, what are your questions and what are your concerns about where we go from here?
I don't think that Trump ought to be talking about appointing the next president of another sovereign country. I think we should sit back.
I agree with you.
See where it goes now that we're there, now that we've scrambled all the eggs, and not make it any worse than it needs to be. And maybe if we keep our mouth shut for once, Iran will stop targeting our Sunni Arab allies over there, who we need for oil and everything, and open up the Straits of Hormuz.
Well, from what I understand, there have been polls not just recently, but previously in Iran. Of course, they have to take that with, as they say, a grain of salt. But my recollection is that 80% of Iranians don't support the current regime. So it's not like there's a huge desire of folks who love their leadership. The problem seems to be the other 20% who are more staunchly in favor, primarily because they're benefiting from what's going on. Is that
which is pretty typical? I mean, whether you look at any other authoritarian regime, the ruling junta generally is raking off all the money and making all the decisions and oppressing the people, and there's no democratic way to get rid of them unless you overthrow them.
Ambassador, you said that you didn't think it was a good idea. I'm kind of paraphrasing. That's what I got from you. Why do you think it's happening? Why do you think they're doing this? I mean, we've heard, it's oil. We heard it's regime change. We've heard we're doing it because the Israelis were going to do it and they were going to hit us, so that's why we hit them first. Why do you think this is happening?
I think I'm a little bit of a cynic. I think they did it to keep Epstein off the front pages.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
okay.
enough.
That's,
You're not the only one.
There's no way that Iran is going to hit the United States. Now, they hit Israel pretty
sure, yeah.
often, but we don't have to do everything Israel tells us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Should Israel be telling us what to do?
Yeah, we're supposed to be able to figure out what we need to do in our interest.
Well, now that we are at this place, can you look at this situation and see a clear strategy moving forward? Because I don't see it.
No, I don't. I think the less we say, the better now. Call for Iran not to bomb our Sunni allies. Call for Iran to open up the Straits of Hormuz and just kind of move on beyond this. That's what I would do if it was me. Of course, I would have done it in the first place, but neither here nor there.
So the administration, Trump administration, has compared what's happening in Iran to what was done in Venezuela, basically taking out the head of the leadership and then leaving the rest of the leadership in place and getting them to agree with certain things like how to handle oil and that type of thing. The regime in Iran has now appointed the Ayatollah's son to be the supreme leader. So does that mean that he will have the same authority, responsibility, respect in the corners where Iran has had respect, or is this a different game now?
Well, I think you'll have respect from that group of elders that elected him and seems to run the country. But I don't know that he would have as much influence maybe over the masses as the previous Ayatollahs, two of them, have had. We'll find out. We'll know soon enough.
Well, the new guy says, prepare for more. We're not done yet. You think that's possible? Is that real, or are they weak enough that they're going to run out of that opportunity to really?
Well, I don't understand why they're going after the Sunnis across the straits anyway. I don't see how it's in Iran's interest to beat up on people who are 100 miles across the water from you, when your enemies are Israel and the United States, not them. But that's what they're doing, and they've created a real mess for themselves. They seem to be, the guy Pezeshkian, the president, seems to be trying to walk that back a little bit and stop, the attacks on Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Doha and all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll see.
So here's a question for you, because for those of us who are not deeply involved in Republican politics and governance and philosophy, we see that there are some different views among actively involved Republicans about Iran. Can you explain those different views and why there are folks, especially in the MAGA arm, who are saying, what are we doing?
Well, there's a lot of strains here, okay? I mean, there's people like me that think that we shouldn't just be attacking other sovereigns without a really good reason, that we're supposed to be one of the countries that respects international law and sovereignty. Then there's the MAGA people who are just isolationists who don't want to do anything. So we both would reach the same result for different reasons.
Ambassador, let me ask you a question about that. You said, and then there's the MAGA people. Does that mean you're not a MAGA person?
Oh, no, not at all.
Well,
Trump doesn't like me. Trump doesn't like me one bit. I was the first Republican to oppose him back in 2017. I got tired of his personalized authoritarianism.
That's what I was going to say. I got that impression from you right away when you talked about Byron Donalds, that you can't stand saying the things about Trump that he says. So okay. So I kind of got that from you, Mr. Rudy.
One of the first things I partnered with Trump about was the authorization for the use of military force, that he wanted to keep using the same. We're still using the same authorization for use of military force that George Bush got approved from Congress in like 2003 to go to Iraq.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. It's destructive to our institutions not to have Congress play the role Congress is supposed to play. And it's very frustrating to see so many Republicans who are scared of Donald Trump who won't speak up for what they know is right, which is the legislative branch of government needs to do its job.
So there are different terms and phrases that are being used in regards to what's happening in Iran. Do you call this a war or something else?
I would call it, at minimum, an attack on a foreign sovereign, an unprovoked attack on a foreign sovereign. I don't know where you go from that to a war. It seems like a war to me. We're certainly deploying a lot of weaponry and people, and we don't have too many people on the ground now. But we're, conducting a cyber war and a missile war. That can only go so long. Sooner or later, you got to put boots on the ground if you want to change a regime.
Well, there is a line of thought that a war is not a war unless and until there are boots on the ground. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I don't know. I have to study the international law on that. I mean, bombing a country to smithereens doesn't sound so good to me. And the frustrating thing for me about Iran is the Iranian people wanted to get rid of these guys anyway, and we're working on it. And before Trump defunded the Agency for Global Media, the Radio Free Europe had 20% market share broadcasting on the radio in Farsi into Iran. We were making an impact there for the right reason.
We're talking to Francis Rooney, ambassador, congressman, the whole works, whichever way you want to, whichever title you want to give him. And my question is, who's making these decisions? Because I'm a believer that Donald Trump isn't smart enough or cares enough about most of this stuff to make these decisions. Who do you think, who's making these decisions? I don't think he is.
Yeah, in this one here with Iran, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, we know the people making the immigration decisions, Steve Miller and stuff like that,
right,
and Bannon. But in this one, I don't know who in the foreign policy side of things would be pushing to invade Iran. I don't think it's Rubio's fight to fight. I think Rubio wants to get rid of Cuba.
Rubio that's all he would.
Venezuela as an entry, as a gateway drug to get after Cuba.
Yeah.
So I don't know who. This might have just been Trump. He might have just been listening to Netanyahu long enough, and Netanyahu is certainly smarter than Trump and got him spun up. To want to do this.
Yeah, and I think I felt, and I said this when I was here 3 weeks ago. I don't know why we were talking about it, but I think he needed a war for the television show.
Well, I think we think that. I think it's about Epstein. I think there's some stuff in there that would take this guy down.
Oh yeah, but I think he needed a war for for the book later on, and to make you can't be a great president without a war. I think is his thinking. Okay, with some kind of military action.
Well, Ambassador, with all due respect, I don't know how Mr. President can make some of the decisions he's making and say some of the things he's saying, which clearly are not smart politically, like in the United States or across the world. And I don't understand why there are some folks saying rah, 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 rah with this action. And I'm trying to get my head around this. If it were not Trump, and if a Barack Obama, a Joe Biden, a George Bush were doing this, would we look at it differently?
Well, none of them did it.
Right.
And they had the chance too.
Yep.
I felt that Obama should have been a little more aggressive in supporting the Green Revolution back in 2000. I think it was 2009, but not to the point of attacking Iran and pulling a move like this. Bush tried his thing in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we know how that didn't work out.
Right.
These things are graveyards. This thing could really backfire on Trump big time.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, we got a call. Can you stick with us for another couple of minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Good morning, James. You're on with Will Sutton, Roe Brown, and Ambassador Rooney.
Good morning, esteemed veterans in the game, and good morning, Ambassador.
Morning.
Quick question. I'm going to hang up and listen. How can the American citizen, the populace, get rid of groups like the Heritage Foundation and AIPAC? Because we were talking in the barber shop trying to figure out how the president became a billionaire overnight to win his seat. I'm going to hang up and listen.
Thank you, James. Lord's blessings.
Well, there are interest groups of all ideologies scattered around the political spectrum. I mean, AIPAC's got its narrow focus on Israel. Heritage Foundation is, to me, incredibly narrow and strident, and I think they've lost a lot of respect. I don't think they're nearly the respect right now in the conservative, moderate side of things that AEI or Cato have. And I think that's a good thing because they're nuts.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right. So you're in sync with James on some of that then.
Ambassador, you mentioned, some of the people. Well, our congressman here, Mike Johnson, of course, Speaker of the House, and our congressman literally here, Steve Scalise, I guess to me are examples of people who, are they just afraid of the president, or do they really believe a lot of it?
Well, I know those guys pretty well. I came into Congress with Mike, and I worked very closely with Steve when I was in there on a lot of things that pertain to our area and Louisiana and stuff. And I think that Trump has an incredible sway over these people. I mean, this is the very strange thing to see this happening in the United States, where one single personality-driven leader has this much influence. I've never seen it. You didn't have it with anybody, including Ronald Reagan. You certainly didn't have it with any of the other people that you mentioned, or Bill Clinton, or Jimmy Carter, or anybody else. But it's like a personal influence on these guys that turns them into mush. They're scared of getting primaried by him. His personal attacks intimidate people. Have we ever seen that in this country? I don't know that we have.
I don't think we have either. Why? I mean, why do you think that's the case? I don't get it. I mean,
well, he's got about 30-something% of these hardcore MAGA types that would jump off a cliff for him. So that gives him a pretty strong base. That doesn't mean he can win an election.
Right.
I don't think he would ever win another one after what he's done now. But
which he doesn't.
He definitely can get near the finish line with his own base. And believe me, I've talked to those people. Steve Scalise talks to them all the time. They are strident for Trump.
Okay.
So that's one thing that he's got going for him. The other thing is he's just got this abusive personality that I don't think people are used to. Right. And he will say things and do things to people that no other politician has ever dared to do. And you combine those two things, he can find somebody to primary at. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, for elected officials, keeping their job is a disproportionately important objective, and it shouldn't be.
Okay, one last thing.
Founders didn't think about that.
One last thing. What's your at this current point in March? What do you think is likely to happen with congressional races in the fall?
I think we're going to have a quasi post-Watergate Democratic sweep.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of people, Republican moderates, certainly Democrats, that are concerned about what this guy's doing, the way he's acting like a authoritarian leader. And that's not our tradition around here. I mean, even today in the Washington Post, there was a quote from him about these tax refunds that are coming, where he said, "Just remember, it was me, Donald Trump, that got you these tax refunds, and what a great president I am." Never heard anybody talk like that around here.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, and meanwhile, there's the gas prices. But okay, thank you, Ambassador, for joining us this morning. Certainly providing some great context from somebody who's not a liberal or progressive Democrat. Not a somebody who is just all in because the guy's Republican, and appreciates international affairs, having been an ambassador as well as a congressman. So
ambassador to the Holy See. Is that the same thing that Lindy Boggs was?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
what.
My wife and I went down and had lunch with Lindy to get her perspective before we went over there.
Okay, yeah, that's what same thing, Miss Lindy.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Tommy Coleman and Boise Bollinger set it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Very, very good. Very good. All right. It's 6:50 a.m. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Lord's blessings, and have a great day.
You guys have a great day, too. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, look, folks, that was a good conversation, but we're going to jump right into another good conversation. We're going to hop on the line with Congressman Cleo Fields. Good morning, Congressman. You're on with Will Sutton and Roe Brown.
Good morning, Will and Roe. It's good to be with you all and your listening audience.
Well, great.
Good
Thank
to
you
be
for
with
making
you,
some
sir.
time for our WBOK family of listeners. Of course, this is the Good Morning Show, so we're on from 7 to 9 Central Time. So we were not on when the funeral was taking place on Friday, but you were there. Is that correct?
Oh yes, absolutely. Reverend Jackson and I go way back, and when I was a student at McKinley High School, in high school, he actually came to East Baton Rouge Parish, and all of the kids from all of the public schools went to, at that time they called it the Centralplex, to hear Reverend Jackson. And that's when he had us all to stand up and say, I am somebody. And that really had an impact on me. And when I went to Southern, my senior year, I became student body president. And that was in 1984. And he was running for president. And Michael Hurst, who was my vice president, Reverend Jackson was in New Orleans. He said, and that was before he had announced. He said, Reverend Jackson wanted us to meet him in New Orleans. Went to New Orleans, and my first time actually meeting him, and we didn't have a hotel room or nothing. And we actually stayed in his suite, Reverend Jackson, and that was my first time meeting him. And I was just overwhelmed.
Heck
and then
of a
get
thing
back
for
to my
anybody,
office.
but particularly college students.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, fast forward 3 weeks later, I get a call, and he announced for president, and he said, listen, I want you to get on the road and go to all the college campuses and get young people registered to vote. And that's how we really started. And then from there is all history.
Wow. So what was that day like in Chicago on Friday? What was the service like? We had former presidents, you had congressmen like you, a number of prominent people, and so many, like lots and lots of people were out there.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the church holds like, I guess, 10,000 people or so, and it was, almost just packed up until, the very top. And look, it was the appropriate send-off for Reverend Jackson. I mean, he had 3 former presidents, a former vice president, several governors, members of Congress. That was just more than appropriate for a man who has done so much for so many years. And I think it was a very appropriate send-off. There was a lot of electricity in the room. You can tell if you were watching, but the moment there was just extraordinary. It was very moving. I mean, it really, emphasized, the power of his words. I mean, just about every speaker talked about the I am somebody and how, he actually touched their lives. It was a moving moment.
Okay, I got to watch some of it on C-SPAN as it was happening. And we all do this, Congressman, and I'm sure you're one of those. Your favorite speaker that day? Who?
President Barack Obama. I mean, honestly, I mean, I like the way the president basically presented and tied in how, he became president because of the works of Reverend Jesse Jackson. I mean, I thought that was very moving to the crowd. I mean, people in Chicago, in particular, waited for a long time to hear those words, and I think the president was very sincere about it. And so I would say President, Obama was probably the most energizing.
Now, as you probably know, I mean, the following day, Jesse Jackson Jr., he didn't feel that highly about what the president did, particularly Barack Obama, because he said it politicized his father's funeral. And none of the presidents actually knew him. That's how he put it.
Well, listen, Junior is going through a lot right now, as all of the members of the family, and I certainly don't want to, say anything that would contradict his feelings. I mean, those were his feelings, and he has a right to speak to that. But from my perspective, he was the most energizing speaker that day, and I mean to have 3 former presidents, at your funeral speaks volumes. you know, and you know, I do understand, you know, Junior, Jesse Jackson Jr. I mean, obviously he was, you know, very close to his father. He got his father's name.
Yeah.
And you know, I can respect him feeling a certain way. But from my perspective, you know, it was President Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course there have been a number of people wanting to hear President Barack Obama say it's because of Jesse Jackson that I am here, and they weren't to hear him say that election night. They weren't to hear him say that sometime in the first term, sometime in the second term, and then since. And he commented on the relationship and commented about Jesse Jackson's greatness. Didn't quite say words like that, but when he said that on Friday, the crowd went wow, and so you can call that political, but that's one family member.
Yeah.
And based on what I saw, thousands of people saying yes, we need to hear this.
Yeah, I mean, when you invite former presidents, you know, to a homegoing, I mean, they are former presidents, and they pretty much when you when you put them on a program, they you know, you are basically saying you have free will. And I think all of them were appropriate,
Yeah.
you know, for the most part. But Obama was absolutely the best speaker that day, in my view.
Were there other Louisianans there that you know of? I know with thousands of people, you didn't see everybody, but
yeah, there were several Louisianians. In fact, Representative Troy Carter actually flew in. We were on the same plane. He had to get out a little earlier than I, but he was at the members of the Black Caucus were there. And so from Louisiana, you had Representative Carter, and then you had a bunch of lay people, you know, who flew in or drove in or whatever, who really have close connection with the Rainbow Push organization. So, but it was a well put together homegoing, and I'm glad I had a chance to be a part of it.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know you've got a busy schedule. Thank you so much for spending some time with our WBOK family of listeners. And thank you for being a part of the Louisiana delegation representing us at Jesse Jackson's funeral. We've lost a great man who had a powerful impact in Chicago, across these United States, and across the world. As we look and watch what's going on in Iran, we know that he had thoughts and feelings and ideas about that up until his death, as he did a number of things happening across the world and not just across Chicago.
Right. No question about it. Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me.
All right. Lord's
Thank you,
blessings. Have a
Congressman.
great day. All right. We're going to go to break. And when we come back, we will be seeing what's next. We got some plans, and we'll see if that comes into play. Meanwhile, we're going to share the talk line because we love to hear from you. We thank you for listening on AM radio at 1230. We love to know that you're looking on Instagram or the WBOK YouTube channel, and of course, fabulous Facebook family on Facebook Live on the station's Facebook page. So however you're tuning in, we appreciate you offering us some of your time and your attention. Feel free to be a part of the show. You can chat, you can comment, you can call. What's that number?
504-582-9422.
All right, there you have it. And up next, coming,
Danny Barker Festival coming up. Danny Barker, if you don't know who Danny Barker was, you need to know who he was.
Go ahead and
And
look
so
it up.
it's a festival that's kind of honoring him, and we'll tell you who he is with Detroit Brooks and Glennon Basil.
All right, very good. So 8:01 a.m. This is WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Columbia College Chicago has installed Dr. Shantae Bolton as its first Black woman president.
Representation matters. It matters because the students that I serve and all of the students that are throughout the city of Chicago, they need to see reflections of themselves.
Bolton, formerly a top administrator at Georgia Tech, has also held leadership roles at Washington University in St. Louis, Tulane, and Tuskegee. A Michigan Smoothie King employee is speaking out after a viral video showed her refusing to serve a man wearing a pro-Trump hoodie. The franchise fired both workers who were Black, but employee Janiyah Michelle says she acted out of personal discomfort, not on behalf of the company. And a 30-year-old woman is in custody after allegedly firing nearly a dozen shots into Rihanna's Beverly Hills home Sunday afternoon. Rihanna was inside but wasn't hurt. Police say the gunfire came from a vehicle. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK, 1230 a.m. We thank you for tuning in since whenever you tuned in during the last hour, and we thank you for tuning in if you are just tuning in right now. Well, your timing is perfect because we got a great conversation coming up, but I want to remind you all that our kiddos are trying to get to school. Well, maybe some of them are just being taken to school. Maybe not trying to get to school, but they're being taken to school so they can get their education. And want to remind you all that the speed zone limit around the schools is 20 miles per hour. So please go easy and make sure that they get there. Make sure you get where you are going. We're jumping into some great conversation. I'm going to throw it to Rob.
Oh, don't throw it to me. Okay. All righty. Hand me that if that helps. The 12th annual Danny Barker Banjo and Guitar Festival will commence on the 20th of March. And it'll go the 20th of March to the 29th of March. And Danny Barker, of course, is one of the great jazz musicians in, I would say, the history of the world, and who had a tremendous impact on jazz and just on music in general. And I guess about 12, 13 years ago, a guy named Detroit Brooks, who plays a little guitar and banjo himself now and then, he fools around with it.
Yeah.
And he, now and then he kind of fools around with it a little bit. Came up with this idea. So joining us in the studio, Detroit Brooks and Glennon Basil, who, people know from golf, so he could get to that later. He can talk about how he's in this also. Detroit, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, good morning.
Why, Detroit? Why do this for this character? This Danny Barker character, and he was a character.
Very much a character. The purpose of it is, the purpose of it is because we want to give back. We want to give back what Danny started. And it seemed that it was losing its way. And so I got together with some guys and we decided to pay homage to Danny Barker by doing this festival.
Now, for those who don't know, me being the sports guy, if you saw the baseball documentary that Ken Burns did on baseball, and then saw the jazz documentary that Ken Burns did on jazz, Danny Barker, if he were alive, would have been Buck O'Neil, who's the Negro League guy who knew everybody from Babe Ruth, actually knew them. He knew Babe Ruth all the way to Ken Griffey Jr., okay? And Danny Barker was that, okay? Like I said, he played with Louis Armstrong, he played with Dizzy Gillespie, he played with Wynton Marsalis, so he went the whole gamut, right?
Different genres of music, and everyone talks about Danny on the banjo, but Danny played guitar a lot of big bands. So he was very versatile.
Yeah, Cab Calloway band and all that. Yeah, he did all of that. So, tell us, what is this festival? What's it? What will people get? Who will people get?
They'll get a view of the culture, and that's what we're trying to establish. That it's not just a festival, party festival. It's educational. We have educational components in it, and so it's a lot. It's a lot that we're trying to offer with the funding that we get. We can only go so far, but we're trying to take it to the culture, take it to the school, and not just teach the music. Teach the kids what it's all about. What's more to this than just playing an instrument.
So, Glennon Basil, golf is your thing. Why are you here?
Good morning. I'm here because of Mr. Detroit Brooks. A few years ago, I was doing golf tournaments honoring people who had been in the music industry for 50 years or more. And as the years passed, Detroit was one of our honorees. And he said, hey, man, when are you going to do a golf tournament for our Danny Barker Foundation? Well, last year in July, we did one, and this is the second. And he said, well, let's do it in front of the festival. So this is how it be, we're doing it the first day of spring, March 20th at Joseph Bartholomew Golf Course. And it's a 10 o'clock tee time. Registration is at 8. And we'll have a lot of fun. We're having repeat players from last year who had a great time. You can't beat it. You know, what you're getting for the cost of playing, you're getting a breakfast, you know, you're getting lunch, you're winning door prizes and gift certificates and the camaraderie, beverages. It's a picnic, you know, and there's only going to be one or two winners, you know. so you can, if you're a good team, you can have a chance. You know, other than that, you come in and have some fun. You know,
There you go. There you go.
And as they say in the music, you get a chance to swing.
Get a chance to swing.
It's a swing.
Well, looking at some of the names here, you got a lot of swinging going on.
Yes.
Okay. you know, Delphia Marcellus and the Uptown Jazz Orchestra, one of my wife's favorites. Greg Stafford. Greg's always good. You know, John Boutte, you know, and the vocalists, you know, Stephanie Jordan, and the interviews you talked about. Gwen Tompkins will do some interview people like Wendell Brunius and the whole works. I mean, it's a really, you know, terrific lineup.
I love that there's the live music, the picnic atmosphere, and you are also including the panel discussions, the interviews, masterclass. I mean, there are a lot of festivals and events that might be a masterclass, or here's a series of 3 panels. But you're like bringing a lot of this together in one place in one weekend for this festival, and I think that's so rich.
And that's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of what you were aiming for, is to give you all that we have, you know, and at the same time educate each person about what it means and what, you know, we're just not doing it as a festival. We're doing it as a part of our culture and our heart, you know, something that we've lived. And that's something you just don't come and pick up every day.
One of the things that people, you know, he's gotten recognition for it, I guess, in recent years, but maybe people didn't realize it at the time, was, you know, the impact that Danny Barker had on, you know, that we still have brass bands.
That's right.
You know, I mean, it was really, you know, because of him, you know, coming back to New Orleans, I think in the early 70s and starting these bands like the Fairview Baptist Church that had people like Herlin Riley, who, you know, I'm prejudiced. I grew up with him, Lower Ninth Ward, the best drummer in the world, but that's just me. You know, I mean, you know, Winton was in there, and, you know, Michael White, and all these people in these in his bands, and, you know, that had a lot to do with these people, you know, continuing in music. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, that helped to broaden the view so that the young people can see exactly what's going on with people like Greg Stafford, because they intermingle with the young people today. And some of them listen, some of them, you know, want to do it my way. But at least they have opportunity to hear, you know, to hear the music, the original music, and compare it to the music today. So that's the whole purpose of us trying to, you know, instill in these kids, the younger people, the younger musicians today, that it's a value to what we're doing. It's not just a music. It's not a band. It's a value to what we're doing.
We're talking to Detroit Brooks and Glennon Basil, and it's the Danny Barker Banjo and Guitar Festival, March 20th through the 29th. All kinds of things going on there. And as you said, a lot of it education and everything.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, there are a number of different events, so let's make sure that our WBOK family of listeners knows what they can attend, because there's some other activities. For instance, can the general public attend the patron party?
Yeah.
They can?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's quite a lineup. I mean, Greg Stafford, Mary Wantabe, Dr. Michael White, my schoolmate, Mitchell Player, Sun Pie, Herman LeBeau, some guy named Detroit Brooks.
Detroit Brooks. And the festival's going on when? We really haven't said where because, I mean, it's different places.
Actually, it's going to be at the Jazz Museum, New Orleans Jazz Museum, 400 Esplanade.
The Mint.
Well, the Mint.
The Mint.
And,
For those who, some people, just tell them the Mint.
Beware that it's under construction, so we're not going to be using the back courtyard and everything this year. So everything will be on the front side.
Mm-hmm. Front and inside, I guess.
Yeah, front and inside the third, up to the third floor. Interviews will be on the second floor.
And does it cover 2 weekends?
No, no, just 1 week.
The tournament is on the Friday, the 20th.
Uh-huh.
Right. The 20th.
Sure. I just had an idea. If I would like to offer, say, 4 people who might be interested in playing golf an opportunity to come out. And let's see, you get callers. I don't know how you do this.
If you say it, if that's what you're saying, then we can do that.
Okay.
But we'll have to clear the line, I think, to make it fair.
Want the opportunity to do what?
So.
To come and participate in the golf tournament on me. And so that'll be like a foursome. So the top.
So you're saying
they
so
come
you're saying
in,
free, right?
Free, yeah. And they'll also get a 1-hour golf lesson from me.
What?
Yeah,
that's what he's a golf instructor.
Oh, I know. I know. Well, it's 7:18 a.m. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown, and we just got an incredible offer connected to the Danny Barker Festival. The first 4 callers who want to participate in the golf tournament on Friday the 20th,
correct,
can call in to the talk line, 504-582-9422. What's that number again, Ro?
504-582-9422.
Okay, do they have to know how to golf?
Not at all. No. Not at all.
Not at all.
Do they have to have a minimum handicap?
No.
Now you're talking about the lessons, right?
They'll get a lesson along with enjoying the same things that the registered players will join. They'll come and they'll get a delicious breakfast and out of sight lunch, gift bags, tickets to win prizes, door prizes. Yeah, they get what the regular players would get.
Wow, wow. And where is that on Friday, March 20th?
Yes, it is. The registration time is at 8 o'clock and the tee off at 10 o'clock.
And the location?
At Joseph Bartholomew Municipal Golf Course on Congress Drive across from Southern University in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. We got a caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Grace.
Yes.
You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown and our good friends from the Danny Barker Festival. You calling in for a particular reason to ask a question or to get something?
I'm calling to see if I could get a lesson for golf for my husband. He's in Mobile right now, but I'm on the line and listen to y'all every morning. And I know he would want to call if he listened to y'all.
What do you say?
Will he be in for the 20th to play in the golf tournament?
Yes.
Okay, then he's on.
Hey,
thank y'all. You need his name?
Yeah, hold on. Our producer, Jared, will get that, so don't go away.
Yeah.
We'll get that. But tell us a little bit about your husband, Grace. What's his connection with golf and or music?
Oh, well, he is a golf player. He loves golf. He loves fishing. He's been playing the bass guitar since he was about 4 years old, plays by ear, and learned in church just watching the deacons in his church.
Wow.
That's where we all come from.
All right. So did you know all this before you married him?
I learned it quite on when we were dating. We've been married for 27 years, and one of his friends recently passed away, and the old friends from church called him and said, "Can you please come and we're going to get together and play for the wake?" So he hadn't been playing his guitar in a while, bought some new strings, and got to play with people that he had been playing with, you know, in his younger years. So
Well,
have known, yeah.
Sounds like he might want to be at the Danny Barker Festival as well.
That's
Get his juices flowing. And
Right.
tell us about his golf life. When's the last time he golfed, or how frequently has he golfed in past years or now?
He gets together usually every time he comes to New Orleans. He'll get with my brother Grant and play. He's going to Austin soon. Tried to get with a friend of mine to play. So any opportunity he gets, he will be on the golf course. I think fishing has started to trump golf, but he does play quite often.
All right, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Welcome home.
Give him, hang on the phone, and
Hang
you'll
on.
get with
Our
Jared, and
producer,
you'll get your
Jared,
husband's
will get
name.
the info.
Thank you
and,
so much.
Let me just
I
give you
appreciate y'all.
give you a warning, Grace. You definitely want to hold on. You want to give the correct government name that's on the driver's license. Okay? Because otherwise people will say, "I'm Grace's husband." and I'm just meeting you on the phone, but I think you probably have one.
All right. Thank you so
Lord's
much.
blessings. Lord's blessings. Have a great day. All right.
Yeah,
Jared's going to take that.
Okay, I just want to go through some of the stuff. Tuesday, March 24th is to kick off Patron Party at the Terrell House Bed and Breakfast, 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. And on Wednesday, you got the Danny Barker Festival Special Gala Night. Doreen Ketchens, who we saw, you know.
What else can they ask for?
Don Vappy, Irma Thomas. Yep, that's 6 to 9 at the New Orleans Museum of Art.
Now with Don Babbitt, there will also be a guest artist, Cynthia Sayer.
Cynthia Sayer, yeah.
She's a banjoist out of New York.
Yep.
They went to
You're making it hard for people to pick.
Yeah, and that's
when
when
I can't go to all of this. How about this night? Oh, wait. They're playing on the other night.
Wait. Well, I'm going to make it even more difficult for you because also on Wednesday, Cynthia Sayer and Don Vappy will be at the New Orleans Jazz Museum on the 3rd floor with the performance room. Kind of doing, I guess, a little this education you're talking about and that sort of thing. And how much does that cost?
That's I think that's free.
That's free, you think? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And that's Wednesday, the 25th, also on that day.
Yeah.
Go to Thursday, the 26th, Banjo and Guitar Clinic. And who's in that clinic there, Detroit?
Well, you have different people. The clinics is,
and that's out at UNO.
Yeah.
That's out at UNO. You got Steve Masakowski and those people there. It's 12:30 to 1:45. It's all part of the festival. It's at the University of New Orleans Performing Arts Center.
Right, and the clinicians will be Sarah Renee and Brian Seeger is the host.
Yeah.
And it'll be Sarah Renee and I can't think of the other guy's name. I'm sorry.
And then, of course, Cynthia Sayer and Don Vappy will be performing a special night on Thursday, the 26th, at Snug Harbor.
Right.
2 shows, 7:30, 9:30. Right. And so what's going on, the usual festival where you go there to the Mint, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yes.
That following weekend, yeah.
And you didn't announce Miss Thomas would be Irma.
Irma, yeah, I did. We did mention Irma, yeah.
You did mention Irma?
Yeah, we did mention Irma. Irma is going to be there that night at, what's she going to be at? The Danny Barker Festival, the 25th. Right. Wednesday, the 25th, right. Same night with Doreen, and that's at the New Orleans Museum of Art.
Right.
At NOMA. Right. That's a lot of stuff, people.
It's a lot of stuff. All right. So you can buy tickets for the festival at the New Orleans Jazz Museum, aka
and online.
And you can buy tickets to go to the tickets for the educational event and tickets for the parties.
Yeah, tickets for UNO and NOCA. NOCA is not open to the public.
NOCA is not. Okay.
It's not open to the public.
Okay.
But UNO, there's no tickets needed.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the clinic.
That's the clinic.
All right, and the patron party and those other events, that's separate ticket from the festival.
Right.
Okay.
And for those who, like I said, want to go to the festival that weekend, 27, 28, 29 at the Mint.
Yes.
11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Right.
Like I said, great lineups all 3 days. You got the front courtyard at the Mint. They have a stage there. They got the performance stage on the 3rd floor and the exhibition area on the 2nd floor, where you have those interviews and everything.
And meanwhile,
Leroy Jones, Chris Thomas King, Earl and Riley, Dirty Dozen. It's a lot of stuff, people.
And meanwhile, in advance of that, on Friday, March 20th, at the Bartholomew Municipal Golf Course, there will be a golf tournament. And there's an offer on the table for those of you listening to the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK. There's a team being put together, team of 4, but right now it's for 3 more because Miss Grace's husband is going to take one of those slots, and you can participate like anybody else, and that includes breakfast. It includes lunch. It includes tournament play. It includes the opportunity for gifts and special packages, and a 1-hour golf lesson. Oh my goodness!
Yeah. And Glenn, how can people get tickets or get buy for it or whatever to get to the golf tournament?
Yes, they can go to the Danny Barker Foundation, the website, and they can register there. You want them to call me? Okay. Or you can call me at 504-583-6842.
Say that number again.
504-583-6842. And leave a message if if I don't answer, and I'll get back to you. So that's the offer.
Okay.
And this is for male or female.
Mm-hmm.
So don't. I had one lady tell me, "Well, I'm left-handed." I said, "The piano doesn't care if you're left-handed."
And as I mentioned before, but the last name, Glennon is, of course, the brother of the great Jermaine Basil, who I have loved for most all of my life. How's she doing? She's doing all right?
Yeah. She's about to have a birthday on the 28th.
Oh, wow.
So she's coming. And she's anxious about it. When is your golf tournament? I want to putt.
And anybody that's interested in going in the parade, we're having a parade on the 27th and the 28th that leaves the Jazz Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Go down through the quads and come back.
Oh, you got a parade. Second line parade. You just
pinstripe.
covering all bases, Detroit, aren't you?
The Pinstripe Brass Band on 27th and on the 28th, the Sons of Jazz, which is the grandson of Tuba Fats.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's we're gonna have to wrap this segment to a close, and I hope that you all will take a look at the website and look up the tickets for the festival and the parties. And NOCA is closed, but UNO is not a ticketed activity. So there's a lot of opportunities to participate in the festival. And don't forget, if you're listening to the Good Morning Show right now, there's still an offer for participation in the Friday, March 20th golf tournament. Breakfast, lunch, tournament play, special packages, and a 4-hour golf lesson. That is quite an offer, so I hope that you call. What's that number they can call, Ro?
Oh, here? 504-582-9422. Call and get that free golf lesson from Glenn and Basil.
Okay, all right. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long. Okay, we got Suno basketball. Thank y'all, gentlemen.
Oh, that's how to say.
They won the HBCU game.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Warm days and a couple of mornings of patchy fog expected as we head to the first part of the week. Today's highs 81 to 83, mostly cloudy skies for us. We could see a couple of scattered afternoon showers, not a complete washout though. For tonight, lows drop to the 60s, and then for your Tuesday, another low to mid 80 degree day for us. We are looking at a strong line of storms moving in late Wednesday into early Thursday. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Rachel.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@WBOK1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Ochsner Health knows that happiness is healthiness. Join us Saturday, March 14th for the 5th Annual Family Health and Wellness Expo in New Orleans East. Ochsner Health, NORD, the Pontchartrain chapter of Lynx Incorporated, and Healthy Blue are teaming up with community partners to bring you a day of free health screenings, NORD summer camp registration, STEM activities, fresh food giveaways, and much more. It all happens March 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Joe W. Brown Park Recreation Center, 5601 Reed Boulevard. Be happy. Stay healthy.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK 1230 AM. Thank you for tuning in to AM radio, for those of you all who still do that, because you have a choice of where you go on the AM dial. But we're very happy that you're tuned in to 1230. And of course, these days you got all kinds of other technology. So we are streaming live on WBOK's YouTube channel, and we're also streaming live on Facebook Live, for those of you all who are on Facebook and not IG or TikTok. So we appreciate you looking in. It's radio, of course, so we are on the radio and streaming live, but we also have cameras. So we appreciate those of you all who are listening and watching. We can't see you, but we know that you are there. Just a friendly reminder, 8:38 a.m., and that means school zone speed limits are still in effect, 20 miles per hour. If you're driving near schools, slow down. Only 20 miles per hour. It's not 21, 27, and certainly not 39. So slow down. Let the kiddos get to where they need to get to school, get that education. Well, Rover, I'm looking forward to this.
You are.
We got to have a great conversation with our SUNO head coach and a couple of players. And why are we doing this, bro?
Well, we're doing this because last weekend, Southern University New Orleans basketball team won the HBCU Conference Tournament by defeating the number one seed in the conference, Tougaloo, 84-81 in overtime. I think that was it. They could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm old and my memory is leaving me. Significant because this is a team that started off, they were like 1-6. You started the season 1-7 or something like that. And also significant because SUNO disbanded, kind of discontinued athletics for about a couple years, brought it back in 2022, and now 4 years later, they are headed to the national tournament, the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics tournament, probably still the oldest college basketball tournament in the country. And so this morning, we have some of the people who made all this possible. Head coach James Matthews is here. Coach, good to have you here.
Good morning. Good to be here.
And you brought a couple of people with you, Jalen Hicks and Dante Briggs, a couple of the players here. Dante was MVP of the tournament, I think you were, and that's that right? Yep. And Jalen, you were, HBCU Freshman of the Year or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, significant that both of these people are local people. One went to McMain, one went to Carver. I think that's significant. So I'll put that in there, ring that,
Carver.
Yep. Mustangs and Rams and all that sort of thing. So you see, Coach Calhoun, there is something good that comes out of Carver. Anyway, Reverend Calhoun.
One of our regular listeners.
Who's a big Carver guy.
Oh,
okay, there is something good that comes out of Carver. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
What was it like last Sunday?
Man, look, it was amazing. I've been asked that question a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And I keep going back to, man, it was just seeing the smiles on these kids' faces, man, seeing the resiliency, everything that they've been through. You mentioned starting 1-7. Mm-hmm. It's when you start 1-7, it's real easy to be like, okay, this season is over with. Let's start preparing for the future. But we knew the type of team that we had, and I knew the type of young men that were on this team and their character. Mm-hmm. And we have winners here, right? We have 2 state champions here from this city. And so we knew that we just had to battle through, and Sunday was the culmination of all of that hard work and that determination. And showed that, I know what I'm talking about a little bit when they was looking at me crazy, saying, come on, guys, we got it.
And you mentioned the 2 guys, Dante Briggs, McMain High School.
Yes, sir.
It was a Mustang and the whole works. You were MVP of this tournament. Now, ironically, today I was supposed to write a story about these 2 guys, and I get to that, and we already talked about that before because I've already interviewed them. It was the good thing is that they were rivals in high school. Y'all were in the same district, weren't you? Yeah, same district. And then they ended up playing 2 years in a row against each other for the state championship.
Yeah.
You know,
we hear about it every day.
You hear about it every day. You know, and now you guys are on the same team. Okay, Dante, how much did you hate him?
Everybody from Carver, I hate it. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing personal, but I just didn't like him at all.
Jalen, how much did you hate him?
I don't like no Mustang.
But now, Jalen, talk about the relationship between you two.
Just our relationship over time just got better. Just seeing him every day, battling in that practice and stuff. I just learned how to just be respectful towards him and just hold him accountable and just little things like that. So our relationship got better over time through basketball.
And Dante, you know, what about you? You know, he's all. You found out he was all right, huh? You found out he was.
Yeah, in the beginning, it was. I ain't want to build that chemistry with him like that because, you know, he's still my rival at the end of the day. I always gonna think about that loss. But yeah. But we had to buy in to win the championship, so he's one of my teammates. So we had to build that chemistry. When you're a winner, you take accountability different. So I could talk to him different than I could talk to other people. So it kind of made it easier on the court and off the court.
While you got the mic, when you win this conference tournament, does it feel like maybe he did know what he was talking about, meaning the coach?
Yeah, Coach Jay know what he's talking about.
I mean,
you better say that.
Did that convince you? You know? I mean,
yeah. We knew.
What kind of coach is he?
Coach James, real stand-up guy, real cool guy. I feel like he treat point guards differently. You know, we had a special bond when we first came in. He put a lot of pressure on me with everything, with my decision making. He knew over time how long it took me to grow, so he was very patient with me. I've been here for 3 years. The red shirt, it was tough for me. He knew it would have been tough for me, but he seen me grow. Started me last year, even though he felt like it was too early, but you see where it got me now, so he know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Coach Matthews, you know, when you in a situation like this, you never really know who you're going to play, and by that I mean okay, you're playing Oklahoma Wesleyan, you know, and you're playing them in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, you know, at their place, I guess, you know. Have you found out anything about them?
Yeah,
because that's one of the things about the NAIA tournament is that a lot of times you know nothing about who you're going to play.
Nah, true. Soon as we found out, we had practice right afterwards. And then right after practice, it was scouring the internet, trying to find some film, reaching out to them, trying to see, you know, the type of team that they are. And we learned a lot about them already. I already feel like I know them because I done watched so much. I don't even know the last time I went to sleep. But just in studying the film and preparing, I'm extremely confident, right, in my guys and what they bring to the table. I don't even know if you're listening to them. I spoke to in previous interviews about the competitive nature of this group. And you hear they didn't even want to be friends with each other because they were so competitive. And that's what separates this group. And that's why I feel like we could compete with anyone. And looking at their strengths and their weaknesses, I think the NAIA messed up with this one. They put us up against the wrong team.
All right. So how has the reaction from the Suno fan base been?
Oh, it's been amazing. You know, to reignite that excitement. You know, it's been 14 or 15 years since our basketball program has been in this situation. And so that's in totality. But even with us suspending the athletic program and then bringing it back, and then to kind of make that leap kind of rather quickly, right? Our first year, we had 2 wins that year, right? And so, and just 3 years later to be going to the national tournament is a huge accomplishment. And I think it's just a testament of these young people, man, and the way that they work and the way that they believed and stuck with it through the process. I don't know if you could hear it. I'm so proud of these young men because, like I said, we could have packed this thing up early.
So let me ask you guys. So you're on the court. I appreciate the coach, but you're on the court getting it done. But in the beginning, you weren't getting it done. All right? You were doing something, but you weren't getting the W's. So at that point where I think you were 1-7, how were you feeling at that point, and when did you feel like we listen to coach and we can do this?
Go on. Just talking to the mic.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Okay, no problem. So in the beginning of the season, you ended up being 1-7. Not the kind of place where either of you want to be, having been champions. That's not what you're used to. So at that point, at that 8-game point, how were you feeling? And when did you feel like if we work with coach, we listen to coach, we can turn this around?
Like Coach said, it's kind of easy to try to pack it up when we down 1-8 at the beginning of the season, but we knew Coach James knew what he was doing. Our non-conference schedule was kind of tougher, so we knew all the games we was playing kind of early was just getting us ready for our conference so we could go dominate. So it's kind of easy to give up at the beginning, but when you trust the process, it don't always come easy, and when adversity hit, you got to fight back. So that's all it was, just keep going, striving through, and trusting Coach James and trusting our teammates.
Okay. So for you, how many more games did it take? Like, we've turned this around.
I kind of figured that we was going to flip it around because, like Jalen said, we played a lot of quad 1 teams and like top 25, a lot of them winning programs. So Coach James was just building our character at the end of the day. We got to conference, and I wouldn't say it's easier, but you know what I'm saying, when you play a lot of those tough teams, those tough moments build you for that. So yeah, we knew we was going to have our ups and downs, but once we got hot at the right time, that's really all it takes when you go to the tournament.
So Coach, when you got the word and you started looking at film about them, when did you turn from the season and the championship to, oh, we're in it, and this is our competitor?
Immediately after and it was before the film, right? So it was after we won the championship, and they'll tell you I slept with the trophy on the way home, and but as soon as we made it back to school, I knew I had to kind of start mentally preparing, because I knew that this would be my toughest hurdle, was to get these guys to stop celebrating and to focus in on the task at hand. So I immediately kind of turned it on, because I knew that would be my toughest battle. So it was immediately after we pulled back up to the school.
One of the things that I like about this situation is, and I talked to Coach about this last week, one from McMain, one from Carver, so it's 2 local guys. Mm-hmm. And I know I pointed at the right. That's all right. Y'all get over it. I was just pointing in that direction, okay?
Don't put
you don't want to
get thing on me.
Guys, it's been almost 4 years. Okay? Anyway,
you're a night now.
Together, seriously, they it's local people. We got a lot of local high school basketball players here who aren't as good as they think they are. They all think that they're going to Duke or Arizona or Michigan. Okay, they all think they can do that, but they never look at the city schools. And some of the ranked teams that you played, 2 of them are in this town, and they're going to the NAIA tournament too. We're talking about Xavier, where we are, and Loyola. You had to play those people, okay? And just talk a little bit about local people looking at local schools that would really fit for them.
Yeah, I think that's important. That's one of the missions that we had, right? When we brought the program back, it's important to us to give local kids that opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the more success that we have, the local kids will start turning their eye. Because like you said, most kids, You know, they want to go to Duke and North Carolina, and and all of that is still possible, right?
Right.
Sometimes you just need to get started. You just need an opportunity to show what it is that you could bring to the table. So we're all about giving opportunities. That's what this athletic program is built on. We're talking about the success on the court now, but we have so many successes off the court, from Champions of Character Awards. These are national awards. From team GPAs. We build the entire student, right? And so if I'm a parent or if I'm a kid that's thinking about a school, I want to go somewhere where they're going to wrap their arms around me. They're going to help me progress as a young person to where I can make some better decisions. And then, the sky is the limit. The biggest thing I keep telling them, and, I get a bit long-winded because I'm also an athletic director, so I talk. But limits do not exist. That is not a real thing. We put limitations on ourselves. That is it. And the more kids we could get to believe that, the better off we'll be. And then other kids will see what Jalen from Carver is doing and what Dante from McMain is doing, and they're gonna want to follow in those footsteps. And that's the main thing.
It's 7:53 a.m. This is the Good Morning Show on WBOK 12:30 a.m. I am Will Sutton. We're in conversation with folks from SUNO, and Ro Brown is here with me. We got Coach James Matthews with us. We got Jalen Hicks with us and Dante Briggs with us. Great conversation about what it took to get to the point where they're going national to the NAIA tournament.
Yes, sir.
Not everybody gets to do that. Some folks just happy to get through a season, but to get through the season, win a championship, and move on, that's a big thing.
Indeed it is.
Indeed. All right. So now, what do you have to do in terms of travel? So the game is when do you got to pack up? When you have to... Do you have that figured out yet? I mean, how's that? How's that, all of that happening?
That's the athletic director's job.
Because for some teams it might be a every other year thing, so they kind of have a rhythm. But it's been a while, so what do you have to do?
Well, that's a real good question. And this is new to us, right?
Yeah.
And so I just think the excitement is similar to the way that I'm handling the young people, right? They won the championship, they're excited, and trying to get them to refocus. I have to do the same thing with our administration. We won, but we have to plan, we have to move forward. And so
So they're excited.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Now we got to pay.
Oh.
Yeah. That costs money.
Yeah. But we're working with them. I'm taking advantage of the excitement, right? And once we found out where we were going, and then getting all our travel information and hotel information. Once we get that, that'll be the task for today. And so we're gonna move forward. So we're excited, man. I know these kids are excited. The administration, the fan base, the alumni. This is a huge step for SUNO athletics and for Southern University at New Orleans as a university to show everyone that athletics is back and we're going to thrive.
Okay. So I'm going to attempt to help you, Mr. AD, basketball coach, I understand. I'm going to try to help the AD in you.
Okay.
So I hear you're working it out with the administration.
Yes.
And we know it's going to work out.
For sure.
It's going to work out. But if there are people out there who say, I want to be a part of this and I'm willing to put up some money.
Oh, now we talking.
How can they do that?
Well, and in speaking with Ms. Danny Wright, who kind of runs our fundraising initiatives and everything like that, you could go to the SUNOathletics.com and click the donate tab on our website. So that's SUNOathletics.com. That's our athletic website. And at the top of that website is a donate tab. So you could click the donate button. Or you could just send a check to James Matt. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Right.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Okay, all right. So there is an opportunity to help. And what about fans who want to go? Do they do that through you, or they just wait for the date, time, and place, and find their own hotel? Or
Yeah,
Well,
so
you know the date, time, and place.
the date is we play this Friday at 6:00 p.m. in Bottlesworth. I can't even Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Been studying the team. I need to study the city. But that'll be this Friday at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
so
it's
you could set up your
Oklahoma.
arrangement.
It's almost at the Kansas border. It's real high in Oklahoma.
And if you're catching a flight, I believe you catch a flight into Tulsa.
Yeah.
And it's about 40 minutes.
I want to say, because we're going to have to get out of here in a little while, you guys are going to the NAIA National Tournament, basketball tournament. I think it's still the oldest national tournament. It's probably older than the NCAA.
It is.
And, one of the things significant I think you need to know about the NAIA, the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, is that it was the first national basketball tournament that was integrated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And which meant that HBCUs, that was the first tournament where HBCUs could go and compete against predominantly white schools. There have been several school HBCUs that have won it. Okay, I'll get that done really quickly. Tennessee State won it 3 straight years. I think it was 57, 58, 59. Grambling won it in 1961. I'm old enough. I saw that team, by the way, but we'll get to that later. And, Prairie View won it with great Zelmo Beatty, who played for the Hawks. Kentucky State won it 3 straight years in the 70s, and Texas Southern won it in 78, as I recall. So it's a big deal, okay? I mean, it's a lot of history with this NAIA tournament, and now you guys are part of that history.
It's a big deal, big deal. We're going to have to make way for the front porch. And, of course, we got Tavis Smalley after that. And then after that, we got Gerard Stevens on the reality check. So we appreciate you all listening and watching the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK. I will tell you that once upon a time, Bartlesville was a sundown town.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying it is now. I'm just saying check with your people.
Yeah, for sure.
Jalen Dante, you know what a sundown town is?
They have no idea. No idea. I will explain to them later.
But folks, we're going to have to wrap it up. Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow morning. We got quite a lineup for the show for this week. Thank you so much to the ambassador, Rooney, on his take on what's going on with the Trump foreign affairs policies, including in Iraq. Thank you for Congressman Cleo Fields. As well. And thanks for the folks from the Danny Barker Festival. Lots of good times coming up. And right now we're going to talk for the last time before we close it out. Then the front porch is coming up. This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the